Morning, children. Well, we are back now. We just finished with language and now we're going to do literature. So we were doing, some of you must not even be watching, but anyway, for those who have not watched and are going to watch, is Going on an Adventure, Chapter 1, and I've already explained the pages 11, 12, 13. Today we'll do page 14, which will complete the chapter. Now, I've been telling you also, children, please find the meanings of the difficult words. Very few. I can't even, I don't think anybody has bothered to do it. So, that is up to you now. It is our duty to do our lessons. You want to do it or you don't want to do it, that is up to you. I've told you I'm in the school because I come for my online lessons. So why don't you come to school and give me the copies, whoever's around the neighborhood? Because there are many children I keep seeing running here and there. So I would be thankful if you would come and give me the lesson. Well, anyway, we are doing about this person called Going on an Adventure. Have you understood? So now we are in the last page, that is page 14. Thus, after weeks of labor, of hard work and study, now like we have already told you that Don Quixote used to love reading and study, and then he suddenly decided that he wanted to be a knight and go out into the world to fight people. Like nowadays people go, army, but here it was different in olden days where people would go out to look for adventure. And then of course he had called his name was Quixote, but he had called himself Don. It was like as a big person. And he had Don, and his name was Quixote de la Mancha. Like why I told you that de la Mancha, La Mancha was the place that he came from, like Kalimpong, so de la Mancha. And then at last he said now he wore his armor, he got a horse for himself, like which you can see in the picture over here. And also he got an assistant also, a fat, plump, who got on a mule or a donkey, and he felt that he was ready to go out into the world. Now those days there were no cars, no nothing, so he would go out in the world on his horse, and then he would seek adventure. Don Quixote rode his old horse. Children, I'm reading 14. So please, 14, first paragraph, please pay attention. He would go into the world and seek adventure, look for adventure. Don Quixote rode his old horse, which he grandly was very proud of his horse. Whether what type it was, he didn't bother, but he grandly called it Rocinante. Now, Rocinante, Rocinante. I wish I could give you spellings, of course, but since you're not here, you can't. And Sancho Panza, who was his assistant, would follow him on his grey mule. Now, he didn't have a horse, he had a mule. The mule was like a donkey called Dapple. What was the name? Dapple. Now, one morning, as they were riding along a highway from a small village. Now, when you come on your way from Siliguri, you are leaving a big, like a city. Siliguri is a city. And then as you come, you pass Rambi, which is a small town. Then you pass Tista, which is even a smaller town. Then you come up to Kalimpong. So that way, he was riding in the highway. Highway is the main road that leads you to different places, and also like highway, because that is where you go from one place to another. And from a small village he came to a bigger village, larger. they saw a horseman coming slowly towards them. Now, now when you go, if you go to Tista or you go to Siliguri, when you're going on the road, you're going in your car, bus, whatever it is. Now, when you're going, what do you see while you're going down? You see other cars coming up, isn't it? You see, like, of course, you've noticed, then you look, but in those days, there were no cars. Have you understood? There were no cars, there were horses. And then it wasn't that there were tons and tons of horses. It's just that, like, you would be going, not you, like anybody would be going on the horse, and then you would see somebody from very far coming on another horse, and then you could see. So that's what happened. One morning, as they were riding along a highway from a small village to a larger one, they saw a horseman coming slowly towards them. From far, they could see somebody coming on the horse. Now, many of you must have ridden a horse. If you go to Delo or Darjeeling, there are these horse rides which you can do. "See there," cried Don Quixote, "now I shall have an adventure that will bring glory to me." I mean, he said, just like that, he said, "Go, look over there. Now I'm going to have an adventure. Something exciting is going to happen, and that thing is going to bring glory to me." Glory means what? Fame or praise for an important, like, sometimes in Kalimpong or Darjeeling or wherever you live, some person, like, he does something great. So he brings glory, not fame, like he becomes famous, not only for himself, but for the village or the town that he is in. So he was very excited. He says, "I am going to have an adventure and that will make me famous." "Why do you think so?" asked Sancho. His assistant asked him, Why do you think that if you, just because you see some horseman who's riding and coming, that you will get glory? What do you mean and all? "Do you not see that horseman?" answered Don Quixote. He looks and he says, "Can't you see that horseman coming over there? He wears something on his head that glitters like gold." Glitter. Now gold, like this is gold. It glitters, it shines. Have you understood? And always it's a saying called, whenever you want to compare anything that shines and things like that, you say glitters, shines like gold. So he wears something. Now he can see him from far, and he's thinking that he's wearing something on his head that glitters, shines like gold. "If I mistake not," he says, "if I'm not wrong," he thinks he knows everything, so he says, "if I'm not wrong, he is a knight." He says he's a knight. Like before also I told you what a knight is, isn't it? A knight is actually, let me see over here, we have seen, knights are warriors who were given the rank of noblemen in the medieval period of history. Like now in the army also, you have lieutenant, captain, major, colonel, brigadier, things like that. Have you understood? Same way here also, they used to have knights who used to fight. They were knighted. Knighted is not N-I-G-H-T-E-D, it is K. Like I told you, the K is silent. Like in Don, it is not Don Quixote. It is Don Quixote because X is silent. Same way over here, you have knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, and K is silent. And it is Mambrino's helmet that he wears. Now he saw that shining helmet which was shining from so far like gold. He said that it is Mambrino. Now this is just a story, children. It's not real. So Mambrino actually was king, and he used to be mentioned in stories where about knights, about all this. You haven't read stories, of course, you don't even read your book, what you'll read stories, but he used to be mentioned. Have you understood? Now, first and foremost, children, we have finished the lesson. You have to read the lesson. You can't say, it's all right and all. Like I told you, everybody is making an effort so that the lesson goes across to you. But like as before, I want to tell you that, you are not bothered. So that is why we have to do short lessons, but those short lessons, at least listen to it. Now, first thing I want you to do is find out the meanings. I want everybody to send me your books with the meanings written on them, and not, please use a dictionary, because in class 5, rather in class 4, you should have started using a dictionary. And now in class 5, it is compulsory to use a dictionary. So find out the words. At least you can spend some time finding the words, writing the meanings. Like when you write the word, like suppose, what is it? Glory. Now I'm just saying, you have that, what you call this here thing? One. Glory. Now that is in your word bank. Glory dash faith. Like that way you write. Number 2, whatever word you don't understand, suppose there's a word like, what you call this? Suppose there's this word. Now you leave a line and you write mistake. An error. I made a mistake. Have you understood? I made a mistake, like that. Now we have finished chapter 1 now, and on, I don't know when you have the next class, I think it's Monday, it's literature, so I will discuss. Now can you see in page 14 and 15, read and answer. And children, I have decided that this time I'm not going to only give you questions from the reader, because some of them are very long and it becomes very difficult to write and to correct if you are not giving me your books. So instead of that, I am planning to give you some questions. Now your homework for the weekend, one, that language homework in class 5, I've told you, please do it. Second homework is to make sentences. I will send you the words. Please make good sentences. And again, another thing I just want to tell you before I think, another sentence thing is, now in that book you'll write, please write the date here. Over here you'll write make sentences. Have you understood? You'll write 1 year. Now suppose the word is, let me see, any word. I mean, I shouldn't be telling you because this is last year. You were taught, I mean, not last year, but even thing. Now, let me see one sentence. Old-fashioned. Now, suppose I give you a word. You will write the word old-fashioned. Have you understood? Then you'll put a dash. Then you'll put a dash and then my brother is, and now here you full stop, ends with a starts with a capital, ends with, and then you'll underline. Have you understood? Then you'll leave a line and do the next one. I hope it's clear to you all. Now I can't make it clearer. If you don't pay attention, that's not my problem, and if you don't follow your lessons. We are doing our best. Please children, do your best. Have you understood? Good morning. Enjoy your weekend, but please at least do your studies. Thank you.